can't say how tough that game was today in the preparation at the Pittsburgh Maulers. Coach Harton has really, man, he's turned this thing around. The quarterback played outstanding, as you guys know. They ran it, they threw it. Man, we couldn't stop them on defense. Then we couldn't, man, offense, they stop us, big physical defensive line. And, man, it's anybody's game. And it's unfortunate for them, but we won. These two guys were one of the big reasons why we won. And man, it was a good team win for us. But man, those guys over there, Alex Woods, Young Harton, coordinator, he should be a coordinator in the NFL somewhere. Man, they just were outstanding today.
Thanks. Just for those on in the room and online, we have Mark Thompson and Manny Bunch in the room with us. Start with Marshawn.
Marshawn Powers, Believe Land Media. First question is, my first two questions are actually for Coach and Mark. Mark, Coach Horton, before you came in here, said that the game came down to two big runs by you, two big touchdown monstrous runs. Just talk about what you've seen from both of those runs to go in the end zone. And then Coach also, early in the game, the team started kind of struggling, 7 penalties. Let's talk about what was said to the team kind of to get in the second half. You guys cleaned those up. I think you only had like 2 penalties in the second half.
I just like to thank their coach for the compliment. Just play football out there. The O-line opened up a hole, and I hit it before it closed. Great calling by our offensive coordinator, EP, and Coach Johnson right here. And, we went out there and played football and executed. That's all you can ask the team to do.
Well, I thought early on in the game we didn't settle in. We won games without any penalties, and we began to go astray a little bit here and there. We had to reel them back in at halftime. Look, our assistant coaches at the half did a great job. I didn't do anything but cheer. Assistants were confident. EP and Chris Wilson, all those guys. Garrett, they were complimentary of the players, but they also got on them and they were factual of what happened, and what they said came true.
Got Angela real quick.
Coach, third week in a row now, very tough game that came down to the wire last week, very similar to this week where you guys were kind of struggling to find the end zone until late in the game. What do you attribute this resilience that the team has shown over these last few weeks where the games have started to get tougher and you facing tougher defenses?
We got a bunch of coaches that coached in the NFL or played or been around NFL. I tell them all the time, I preach this is just like the NFL. Their game's going to come down to the last possession. It's going to come down to a 2-minute. We practice 2-minute a couple times a week. We practice each possession every time. They do the same thing, situational football on defense. And that's how this league is. This is a good football league. And they're outstanding coaches. Look at our league, who the coaches are. All these coaches got NFL experience. That's why the game is played like the NFL.
Greg, Fox Sports.
Hey, Coach, I know you could probably go to Mark more if you wanted to, but to have kind of fresh legs late in the game, I've seen a couple games now where he's kind of had a chance to take over games in the fourth quarter and has done so.
With our limited roster, we just got to be smart. We need him for every game. And, I think Mark, he's an outstanding player, but I like him healthy. And so we get around to everybody. I don't want it to be smash mouth, 5 yards in a cloud of dust because that's too many licks on him. But, man, every time he gets the ball, it's electric.
Coach, heading into the second half, you were in scoring position, 4th and 1. You decide to go for it instead of kicking a field goal, taking the 3. Mark ends up breaking away for the touchdown, kind of a turning point in the game. What can you say about the decision that went into making that call, and then just how it played into the second half?
Here's the thing. I told the team last week, we got stopped on the goal line on 4th and 1 last week. And I told them early on in the week, we were going, next 4th and 1, I'm going for it. And that just happened to be the next 4th and 1. So call it buzzer's luck or whatever, but because I got a guy like this, I always trust him and I trust my offensive line.
Ace, you got one online. Let's hear it.
Ace with the USFL Network. My question is for Manny Bunch. Manny, this is your second week in a row with double-digit tackles. You had 11 last week, 10 this week, 5 with for solo. What has happened in the past few weeks that you're just on fire?
I'm just letting Coach Wilson's defense work for me. Just make the plays you're supposed to make. Not trying to do too much. And when your number's called, you just locking in. In practice, I focus on like long stride, short stride, like our tackling stuff, and it's been 2 good weeks for me.
Anyone else?
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Mark Johnson, you had fewer rushes the past 2 weeks than people were expecting you to have. They were expecting a large amount of volume. Do you appreciate the fact that you're getting a little bit more time off and it's keeping you healthier later in the season?
I don't consider it time off. I'm still on the field, and I still got to do my job, whether that's protecting Kenji or running a route to try to get open or open someone else up. When you're down in games by a touchdown or two, you kind of eliminate the run game. So that's kind of the position that we found ourselves in the past 2 weeks. But, I just got to give credit to our team and our coaches for trusting me, because even in those positions, we hand the ball off and, we turn the score around. So,
Anyone else? All right,
Thank you, guys.
thanks so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Nice game, man.